Hello, guys. Welcome to Korean Tapas. I'm Minki Kim as usual, and we have Jisang, Ricard as usual too. How are you?
Good, good. I feel really healthy and like energyful,
Yeah,
full of
Jisang is very
energy.
healthy. Yeah, I'm not healthy
Unlike
today.
Ricard, I guess.
Can you just hear my voice? It's like I don't know what it is, but yeah, not healthy. Lucky Jisang.
One is healthy and one is not healthy. I'm sorry, but and today we have a very special guest, Maria. Applause.
I thank you,
So,
thank you.
Maria, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm actually a Ricard's student
Oh,
in the Haydn
teacher.
Mundo.
Oh.
Yes, and well, because I am spoiling today's episode because we are talking today about the university. I went to the university here in Barcelona, and I'm a super big fan of the podcast. So thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, and please break our male's view. I mean, please add up our female's opinion, so we can get the balance. We're really excited to talk with you. Last time we talked about school, but system, culture, etc. More focusing on middle school or high school, like before the university. So we'd like to today talk about the university, about campus life, so-called campus life. So how is it different? In my when I was young, I was always dreamed about like university will be this, university will be this, about the fantasy. So let's talk about it. How is it different from high school to university? Is it Ricard, you first?
I didn't go to university. That's the first thing here. I don't know about you guys in South Korea, but here in Spain, like it's very normal or common to not go to university. Like some of the professions, they don't require you to have like a master's degree or things like that. So you can simply choose a different path or just go to work directly and get the experience there. I'll forward to Maria. She can explain.
Yes, I agree with Ricard. Not everyone is going to university here, and I would say life in the university is very different from high school. Freedom wise, for example, I believe when you are in high school you are more like as a kid, and then when you pass to university it's like a jump to adulthood. So you feel more freedom. You can choose whether you want to take a class or not, and in some degrees you can take different paths of studying, and yeah, you meet tons of new people, and overall, yes, I believe university life is pretty different from high school life.
Jisan, could you explain about Korea?
Yeah, I think in general it's quite similar that we feel like we are now an adult when we go to the university. And personally, I want to add that in terms of the amount of freedom, I would say 10 times more freedom in the university compared to the freedom that we had during our high school years because when I was in high school, but before that, I want to emphasize that this might be very different from the high schoolers' life nowadays. But I remember that probably Minki too. And I mean, when I was in high school, we went to school from 9 to 5, just like they work in the offices. And even after that, the majority of high schools in Korea, they put some compulsory self study times to the students until 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. And even some schools that didn't require that self-study hours, the students had to go to private institutes or take tutoring lessons. I mean, it wasn't like a required thing, but it was like very normal thing among all the students. In short, the freedom was very big.
But you had less freedom again because you wanted to go to the best university you could. So you had to study a lot in high school, right? All to aim and to get to the best university possible. Or why,
Yeah,
why, why did you take so many classes afterwards, right?
I mean, it's exactly the same as the reason that you guessed to go to the better university. That was the only goal that we had.
I want to add my personal experience that I didn't go to any private, what do we call it, private academy or private school
Institute.
or whatever institute, but I studied in the high school, I studied it like from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m.
Wow.
It was compulsory
No.
by the high
What?
school. You know,
Until
like
midnight? Like midnight?
yeah, midnight. It's exactly midnight. So I was in the dormitory, and even though I didn't go to the institute or I didn't get any extra class, I need to
You
study.
couldn't go to the institute, it sounds like.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because the high school made me study inside the school. So anyway, what I wanted to say is that maybe Jisang and I were the like studying students. However, if you were not, if you even though you were not studying student, you need to be in the class or the institute normally. Maybe they don't expect to go to the good university. However, all of your friends are in the extra class or extra class or literally in the classroom. So you when you want to be with your friend, you need to be somewhere with your friend until like 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. In institute, in high school, in wherever class. So like it's quite compulsory.
So those that they did not want to study, will they go to university eventually? Or I mean, I'm trying to understand more
Mm.
in South Korea how important it is to have a university degree. I mean, is it like will you find jobs without it, or because you're saying everybody has to do this, everybody goes to institutes, everybody works studies a lot in high school, but is there a way for for you to just get a regular job without going to university, or do you feel that society pushes you really hard to go there?
I saw some article that 96% of Korean went go to some university or colleges.
96. That's wow. That's
I mean,
that's
whatever. I
huge.
mean, whatever the university name is, or the
Yeah, 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 no, yeah. But that's huge. That's almost everybody.
so like if you were 20 and you were not like university student, this is oh okay. Like the reaction is like this. So the studying culture is like compulsory. With this huge studying culture, the Korean university, we have a lot of difference, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the amount of study that I had in the university was like only a quarter of the amount of studying hours in the in the high school, I guess.
When we go to the university, we have major and plus more. We can do study more. So in Spain or in Korea, is it normal or is it normal to study another degree or multiple degree? Do we call it
Double major?
double major? Maybe. Maria, could you explain the Spain's case first?
Yes, of course. From what I know, it's not really common because you need a very high no to do a double degree. I don't know, back in my days, the highest score was a 14, so maybe you needed a 13.5, and it was super demanding. You had to take
Hmm.
classes from, I don't know, 8 in the morning to maybe 8 in the night. And here in Spain, this is not common. Most people don't want to do this. And yes, maybe from, I don't know, 200 students, maybe one or two are doing a double degree. Or they are getting 2 degrees, but in more years. This is more common than doing them in like the normal time, maybe 4 or 5 years. Maybe they did do them in a span of like 8 years,
Hmm.
or maybe they get one and then if they like they get another one, but at the same time is really rare.
Yeah, I would simply, I mean, shortly explain the result of survey that I read from the article, and then probably Mingi will explain his experience, his real experience. So yeah, I read a survey from last year, from the last year, 2021, that about like 32% of the university students in Korea actually do multiple degrees. I mean, simply speaking, double majors. And other results were saying that the most common option is students from liberal studies also majoring in business or economics to have more chances in job hunting because in Korea, business or economics major is very effective. I mean, apart from the engineering departments, they are very effective majors to have more chances in job hunting.
Thank you. Yeah, personally, I majored in Spanish language and literature. I loved my major. However, I was, what can I say? I was worried about my future, getting the job or after that. So I majored. I couldn't get the major about the business of or economics because of my point, my grade. So I majored statistics, which is which was horrible for me. But still, I thought that I needed to do. So I got the major, and yeah, Maria. So in Korea, not everyone, but the many people get multiple degree because of getting the job. On the purpose of getting more job easily. So is it like any preference of it? So we have preference about the business or academics. Do you have something like this or?
Uh, I don't think so.
Mhm.
It is true that businesses and jobs value a lot that you have 2 degrees, but I don't think people get them because of finding a better job. It's just,
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe if you want to, for example, be a space engineer and everyone in space engineering has 2 degrees, then you need 2 degrees. But it's
Mhm.
because you want to do that specifically. It's not common, it's particular cases where people need to do this or just want to do this.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Okay.
also, what you just guys just said, it's very important that you said you're choosing the degree because you want to have a better chance of job hunting. But I think here in Spain, people choose a degree because the teachers that like the topic. I mean, maybe you like
Mhm.
philosophy, but you know you're not gonna be a teacher in philosophy, but you do it anyway, right? But you're saying it in Korea, you say, no, no, I want to do like business or whatever, yeah, economics because that's easier to get the job afterwards. But you don't like it. You said you do yourself, you don't like statistics, but you did it anyway. And
Yes.
that for me is shocking that you're gonna spend like 4 years of your life studying something that you don't like just to get a job. It's interesting.
But as far as I know, like to get a degree in double majors, probably the credits required are smaller than the cases that one studies only one major. Is that true, Mingi?
Yes, I mean there we have like kind of two multiple degree policy. So one is like literally you have a two certificate, and that certificate, what we call it, the
Diploma?
yeah, we have a two diploma. But on in my diploma, I have like Spanish language and literature at the upper line, and the below line, in the line of below, I have like statistics. So actually my major is like can be translated as a multiple degree, but this is not actual multiple. This is like sub multiple degree or something. Like, okay, what I wanted to say is that each university has their own policy to get a multiple degree. But I think the majority of multiple degree policies because of this, like getting like business economics, or these days the computer coding like that, for getting job easily. So maybe each university has their own policy. Okay, so it was the tough one about the getting job or like the tough industry of Korea. So let's move on to the enjoying party. Okay, the for me, yeah, the campus life was all about the party. So I really wanted to talk about this one. Rick, and I think that Ricard, even though you didn't go, maybe you have seen many.
I've seen it, but I mean, I'm shocked that your aim was to get your freedom from high school to just to party every day in university. That was your
Eh,
goal, not to study and learn something new and challenging, but rather,
yes,
I need to drink every day, man. That's my goal in life.
8 a.m. to 12 a.m.
Party
Like
animal.
study.
Party
Yeah,
animal.
yeah. I need to get the party for like whole year anyway. Like,
But
like
is that Minky Kim or is it everybody?
Oh, okay, this one, Jisang, you can, you can.
Half true, half wrong, I guess.
Okay, so
Okay.
50-50.
I mean,
Cool.
I agree with him, but he might be an extreme case.
What about you, Maria? Did you have to party when you were in university, or was it
Uh,
mandatory like in Korea?
well, parties are not mandatory, but they are pretty common, and most people are more excited about the partying and freedom part of the university than they are of studying. And yes, sometimes you are pretty much forced to party because of big events in the campus. If you need to go to classes, there's still a big party there. So, how do I say? Maybe it happened to me like 5 times while I was studying that I was in class inside with the teacher giving the lesson, and then some music started to play from the windows because it was a party in the campus and I didn't even know.
Yeah, that's a fantasy. Yeah, I really need to go to the Spanish campus again.
Wait, but you in your parties were you in the like the campus, or you were out drinking in regular bars, pubs, or restaurants? How did you exactly party in Korea?
So, I mean, I have a question. In this conversation, are you guys mentioning the specific event or festival that's held in the campus, or just daily hanging out?
I don't know, Maria. Were they specific events, or were more like, okay, today is Thursday, it's time to drink, let's go?
Uh, no, I'm talking about specific events because
Ah.
everyone is like, oh, today is Friday, let's go party. Even if you go to the
Ah.
university or if you don't, that's not a specific university thing. Everyone hang out with their friends in Fridays, and even in high school, here teens go hang out with his friends on Friday.
Ah.
So I was talking more about big events because
Mm.
everyone hang out in
Ah.
weekends.
Thanks, Jisang. I mean, I thought that this one was for every day.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but hold
So
on, hold on,
that
hold on. I had friends in university, and they said that every Thursday, not Friday, it was parties. So on Friday they
Okay.
usually would not go to class because, again, of course, you're hangover unless you're Korean and you have your medicines and your magic potions. But here, man, it's like, yeah, if you go out on Thursday all night, you cannot go to class on Friday. So yeah.
Maybe this one, my experience will be somewhat extreme, so Jisang's experience will be better for making normal one.
I mean, I always try. I mean, for your information, I always like add some objective facts as much as possible. So, to be honest, I graduated from the university quite a long time ago, so I had to, I mean, research what's happening nowadays. Yeah,
Very
yeah,
long time ago,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
30 years ago.
I don't know, probably a century ago. Whatever. Yeah, the university festival is also a huge thing, big thing in Korea as well. I mean, um, upon my memories, I remember that lots of small and big concerts were held in the campus. Some of the popular pop stores were coming to the campus, and along with that, we had like a daily event of the bars or pubs opening inside the campus, which were totally run by the students. And in most cases, in most of the Korean universities, every single department opened up their own bars for a few days. So, for example, this is like a business department bar. This is like Spanish literature majors bar, something like that. And we enjoyed quite a lot. But however, since probably 2018, I heard and read the news that banning alcohol from the campus has been strongly recommended by the Korean government.
Oh
And
No.
my!
after
Oh my god!
2018, less and less universities sell beers and soju inside the campus. In the beginning, they allowed other visitors to bring their own drinks outside of the campus, and the bars only offered the food. But nowadays, because of COVID, I don't know what's going to happen next. Probably the university festivals in Korea might be alcoholless in the future, I guess.
I wanted to say I can imagine a festival campus party in Spain without beer. It's like, for example, in my campus we had a party that was the bio party because it was the biology campus where every degree had their own color T-shirt. And when you went in the party to buy a beer, you had a colored base or glass So every major, I mean, in the end, whoever drank more beer won the degree fight match, and without like games where the degrees compete between them. That would not be possible without beer. So I don't think this
Hmm.
alcohol banning thing is anywhere near in Spanish universities.
I love it. I love the party.
Wait, but Minky, you haven't told us. Please tell us how a party animal does a party in university in South Korea.
Okay, okay,
Please,
maybe,
please
maybe,
give us
maybe.
some instructions on how to drink.
Korean government got the policy because of my situation, maybe.
Because
When
of
I
you, yeah. They said Minky Kim is too
yeah,
extreme. Please add some laws.
when I entered the university, I was picked up as a captain of the department, and my classmates and my what can I say, 선배, the up, what do we call it, the
Seniors.
Seniors.
seniors, they they insist the captain needs to drink more. So like every single day, I need to get some party. Like in like, oh, we have a like today we have this party. Today we have a this party. Today we have this party. And every single day I went to. You're the captain, so I need to participate almost almost every party. And besides that, I need to get the event, the big event. I need to schedule it, and I want to introduce one like membership training culture. Now this is like getting vague, but we call it MT. It's the flower. MT, members training, is the flower of the college campus life. It's simple. The campus classmates go to somewhere to drink outside of the university. So we buy some foods and we pick up the some like house. The house is like can be inside the mountain or in another city, and we
Pension,
get
pension.
like pension yet, and we buy food and drink, and we go there. We are just playing games and drink. That's all. And we call it membership trading because it can make our, what can I say, the teammates getting consolidated.
Yeah, like team building experience with alcohol. Yeah,
Mhm. Team building will
very.
the alcohol like
I didn't get the part that you were the captain and you were forced to drink every day. That's yes, sir. That's quite the role you had there.
and I need to make the game, or I need to make the event for the members training. Actually, for me, it was the big pressure to make a members training, to make people participate and go there and make fun of them. Okay, so skipping class, please. The in the connect of this one, the skipping class is like common. What can we call it? Common or okay? The reasonable? How is it in Spain?
Yes, I would say it's pretty common. Uh, um, there's a bar in the university that's always there's always a student playing cards and drinking beer or tea or whatever. And yes, for example, in my particular case, I live. I have a 3 hours commute to the university, so maybe if I was not feeling it and there was only 1 hour class or 2 hour class, as I was not going to spend 3 hours
Okay.
in the train or in the metro just to go to 1 hour of class. So yes, it is pretty common, and it's not a big deal. Like most classes in don't even count the assistants. You
Oh.
can show to 0 classes and still pass the exam, so you are good to go. And that's not the case for maybe seminars and internships and so, but for everyday classes, you don't really have to go. You don't really need to go. You some friends and some seniors can give you notes of the class, and you study them, pass the exam, and there's no problem. So yeah, it is pretty common to skip classes.
Isn't that changing? I mean, from what I've talked to other students of mine and other, I mean, from a few years ago, they are starting to be more like follow up, and they check if you're one day or not, and more. not like, I mean, as you're saying, I think many years ago I had friends as well that just saying, no, I don't have to go to any classes. I just go to the exam, I get a higher note, and I'm done. But now I think they have to go, right? I mean, they're like
Mm.
required to go certain classes, and they check systems, and it's more like they're back in school rather than freedom. Is it correct, or
Yes, kind of. As I said, for usual lessons, this is not the case. You don't need to go. But for seminars and practices and special activities that it's not a normal class, yes, they check assistance and you need to go. So yes, it is turning into a continuous evaluation, but still, maybe in 1 month you have 2 classes of a mandatory assistance. So yes, some check your assistant, but most don't.
And what about Korea, Jisang?
Oh, before answering my questions, I really want to ask you this. Did you actually, I mean, truly never skip the class?
In the freshman, no.
Wow.
In the freshman, even though I drank hard, like I went there and I slept.
you slept in class?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. But I was literally in class because
sleeping in class. Okay.
I was a good student at high school, and I always thought that the needing to attending the class,
But you cannot be a good student if you're sleeping in class. That's halfway good student.
or or like my friends always teased me like, oh, you are the red face, like inside the class, and the
Red
professor
face, hangover. Okay.
and the professor already knew a lot of times.
They know how it goes. Yeah, they understand.
Okay,
Oh
okay,
my
Jisang,
god.
could you explain? What about you? What about you?
After listening to what Maria said, I think the culture is quite similar to that of Korea, I guess. I also skipped lots of times, especially I thought this is actually, I mean, merely my personal opinion. And I remember that I didn't feel guilty at all skipping one class per course. So, for example, I was taking like 5 to 6 courses per semester, and I thought skipping 6 times would be affordable, acceptable by myself. And there were some classes, I mean, a few classes that they never checked the attendance, and even some of them weren't actually the materials of the lecture were totally uploaded online, and they didn't check attendance in that class. So in the case of that class, I mean, less than the half of the students were in the class, but I can say this is an exception. This is not like a Korean thing.
But hold on. But you said 6 classes in a semester. Maria was saying 6 classes in a week. So,
No, no, no. I mean, 6 courses. 6 courses.
but you skipped 6 classes. You said.
So what I meant by skipping 6 classes, that skipping one class per course. So in total, it's 6 classes in one semester. That's what I meant.
Yes. So it's nothing. Skipping 6 classes in a semester. Maria was skipping classes every week. She was a party animal every week.
Yes, and indeed, it's maybe you went to the university and was like, oh, chemical is really difficult. Let's go to see what they tell you. And then there was, I don't know, anatomy. No, I don't feel like doing anatomy. And then you go to the bar. And then after that, there's, I don't know, statistics. Oh, statistics is difficult. Let's go back to class. And like that, it's a different approach. I think it is more common here to skip classes. And yes, most people every week skip some classes.
And I don't know how is it in Spain, but in Korea, I remember that as the grade years go up, the less time people skip class. So, for example, when they were freshmen, they skipped classes a lot more, but when they go to like junior or senior years, they tended to be more focused on attending in classes. Is that also the same in Spain?
In my case, it was the other way around because when you
Oh, okay.
yeah when you're a freshman, I don't know, you are excited to go, new to go, but when you has been there for 3 years, 4 years, you are tired. And yes,
Tired of.
I don't know, you just keep more, because you already know it's not really a big deal. So definitely when the exams were coming, people went more to class to I don't know, ask questions and things. But mm, I don't think the more you study or the more years you are there, the less you skip class.
Do you have English class? I didn't understand why they had English class, but anyway, do you have many English class, or like is it common in Spain or Korea?
Yes, it's not as common as I would like, but yes, we have some classes in English, and it also depends a lot on the degree. For example, for science degrees, we have more classes in English because English is the the language of science. Um, and as you progress, like in freshman we didn't have any. On second grade, we had maybe one or two, and then as you advance, there are more and more classes in English. I believe this is because we receive students from all across the Europe, and this is there are not only for us for learning English, but also from students from other universities, maybe I don't know in Poland or wherever. They can understand also the lessons.
Considering my past memory, I guess it was technically possible to take every courses in English. I mean, technically possible because there were always one or two professors teaching in English for the specific classes. But to be honest, however, this is my opinion, as always. Lots of professors' English wasn't fluent enough for me to understand or concentrate on the course, so I only took a few. I heard that the reason for teaching the courses in English in Korea, in the universities in Korea, is about getting more. This is quite cruel, but teaching classes in English is directly related to the evaluation of the professors by the faculty. So that's why there were many professors teaching in English, even though they weren't that qualified or fluent enough in English.
I think it's connected with you, but in my case too, like I prefer to get the English course because I could get more. What can I say? I could get better degree and better grade by the English class. English. If I took the English class, the proportion of A plus is better than the normal Korean class. So
Yeah,
like
it
this
was
is
same
connect.
for my case as well.
So the university made some policy to get, what can I say, the promotion to get the more English course due to the student and professor.
Okay, so they give you like a plus or more better to score if you were doing English classes rather than regular in Korean.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
It
So
was
So
they
easier.
were like, yeah, easier. So higher possibility to get a higher grade.
and you took classes in Spanish, right, Minky? I hope.
Yes, that one. I mean, yeah. Actually, the policy was not for English. Policy was for the foreign, like original language. So of course I had the Spanish courses. However, half of my friends of classmates didn't didn't understand anything. So like
What? ¿Cómo puede ser? How is it
so
possible?
so 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 it was only for the student who get the exchange student, or the who are the were speak better. But half of them, yeah, like whatever, they didn't care anything. They like, oh, they were just in the class, but however the proportion is okay, so they didn't get any C, they could pass.
What? That's insane. So they were just sitting there and getting a pass. Okay, cool.
I mean, that sitting, they studied, but however they didn't understand fully. Okay, so
Personally, I thought that comparing to the previous topics that we shared, at least for this topic, there weren't that much difference. This was quite like interesting for me.
yeah, I mean, we all love university and campus life, right? So maybe this topic was like really enjoyable, like, and I hope the listener, you guys, enjoy this topic too. So feel free to comment anything, and please add your comment, and it makes us like progress on our development. So okay, especially thank you guys, and thank you for Maria especially.
No, thank you for having me. I've loved being here. I love seeing how you record, and I like seeing the trueness. You are being yourselves. I mean, I like it. I like how you speak.
We are very welcome to for you to join anytime. So please let us know. So thank you for today, and please have a good time.
Have a good time. See you next week.
See you next week. Not next week. See you next time.
Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and click the bell. Thank you.